Hi, boys. We'll give her a couple minutes. A few of you to get in here. Most are at work, I'm sure, today. Should be. So we probably won't have too many during the day. I'm on a layoff right now. So I've got the joy of having some time to get some honeydews done and some things around the house and some extras that I love to play with, which is this bad boy right here. Let's do the old flip on the screen. I think we can do that now. Yeah, we can. Used to not be able to even do that. So I just wanted to do an update today. Tapatios, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you around in a while. I've been busy myself. I try to pop in on you. Tapatios is old enough to remember one of these old guys. 89 Honda 300 quad. They don't make them like this anymore. Well, I'm just doing an update. Picked this thing up for 500 bucks over in California. Brought it back over the Sierras. Needed tires, so we swapped those out. Honestly, I think those rear tires were original, bro. They were so old, and just trying to get them off to break the bead was nearly impossible. You'd be insanely surprised to see what the hell I had to do to get the tires broke off the bead. It was craziness. What I ended up doing, I'm sure you know the old trick where you put a board on the edge of the tire and you drive your truck up on it to break the bead. I did that with a diesel truck. A lot of weight, and it just laughed at me. So what I ended up using was a car ramp. I put this inner curvature right here. Put the curvature of the rim in there, used that to my advantage to get it right on the bead. And I drove the truck up here to break those damn beads. It was absolutely insane. But anyway, we got those changed out. I ended up throwing the towel in. I took it to the guy that changes them for a living, a motorcycle shop. And I got one of them, pretty much 3/4 done. I got the tire completely off, put the other tire back on. But with the tires being so wide, I couldn't get the pry bar in there to get the last bead, put back over the rim on the last section. So by that time I was just beat up. I said, hell with this. But he warned me. I called the mechanic long beforehand. He said there's 2 beads in these things, which there are. You got this inner bead, and then you got I don't know, I guess this would be it. Your first bead and the inner bead. He said you need a special tool. So that's why they're nearly impossible to get off. Lola, leave that. Leave it. Puppy licking the oil pan. Luckily it's brand new, ain't never been used. I think it was time for me to get a new one of those. The last one I got is probably 20 years old. So anyway, long story short, that's kind of the update for now. Today we're going to split that in half, that motor, which I'm not looking forward to. But it's not as serious as one may think. It's electrical. Luckily, that's my profession. So I've tracked this down. Right here is our part number, guys. 30300 HAO 033. Not sure what the O's are, the zeros or O's, but there's the part number. And this is an 89. We've got to get in there where the stator is. Watch out, Lola. Thank you. You guys are probably thinking I'm nuts thanking my dog, but these damn cattle dogs are so smart. You got to treat them like humans. Honestly, you do. So your stator's in here, guys. Here's the wiring coming in. For future reference, for you guys, this plug here will plug into another connector up here, which comes from your CDI, which is back up underneath here. Don't know if I can get a shot of it. There it is. That guy there, that black box. So anyway, that's your computer basically to the quad. We called them brain boxes back in the day on vehicles, and now everything's a computer. But a lot simpler now. You need a computer, it's $10 million. You can go to junkyard and just grab a brain box out of something and unplug it, plug it back in. Super easy on older vehicles. So I swapped out the CDI, just what it's called on a dirt bike, little scooter type stuff, quad, of course, blah blah blah. So the CDI is your brain box essentially. So we bought another one of those. It was 80 bucks. It was not getting spark to the spark plug from our spark plug wire, which comes from the coil. There's a coil. So after troubleshooting this and that and that and the other, easiest go-to was the CDI. We had to make sure the computer was working. So I bit the bullet on that. It was 80 bucks. That put me at 580 on the quad so far on that. The tires were a major expense. It was what was that? About $350 on that, and this part's about 40 bucks. So let's see, that's 400 plus the 5 and 80. So we're about $1,000 into this thing. Not quite. Well, actually we are, because I think I paid 30-40 bucks for a brand new carburetor because it was just too gummed up to mess with. So we're about 1,000 into it, guys, but I truly believe after doing some troubleshooting, this is going to make it run. This guy here will plug into another wire which feeds spark to that guy, and this goes inside the case, and this is what provides spark to the spark plug. This is called a pickup, or it's different things people call this part, so somewhat confusing. Trying to think of some of the other names. I've heard it called a module on a vehicle, but essentially the same thing. So basically when the motor turns her over and over, it sparks every time it goes past this. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Let's get the sunlight. That little metal thing in the center there. So that's your magnetic field, which, essentially creates your timing. If you know what timing is, every time the motor goes around, it hits that, sends a spark to your spark plug, and boom, that's what makes the motor go back around again. So long story short, this whole section here needs to come off, so I need to get in there, which is what I'm going to get done today. If you guys would like to stay along for the ride, I can set up the phone, and I won't be doing a lot of talking. I'll just be working. But you guys want to see it done, I don't have a problem with that, but it's got to be done either way. So if anybody in the chat wants to watch all day, it's probably going to be a few hours to do this. So we're taking the motor apart essentially. So not an easy task, but it's not too bad. So our first thing is we got to drain the oil, and our shifter needs to come out. And this is a I guess you would call it like a semi-automatic, or like a centrifugal clutch, if you know what that is. So you've got a clutch just to put it in gear. Once it's in gear, then you just shift, downshift. So anyone can drive these things. It's pretty much brainless, and it's like a car. You don't even have to ride like a bicycle. And these things are virtually bulletproof. That's why I bought it. You buy these new ones and they get a few thousand miles on them, and there's something wrong with them. These things just run and run and run and run forever. This was used for, I think the guy said 30 years. Pretty sure it was 30 years. I guess that would make sense. 89, 99, 2009 and 2019. Yeah. So 2019, it was used up till 2019 on 30 years on a ranch, and something broke and they didn't bother fixing it. So they just pulled it under this carport type thing. And then it got moved out from underneath the carport thing, who knows when, probably for years. And it just sat outside, and that's what, 19 till now. So 6 years of setting outside. From 19, well, I guess it was split that. So 19 it died, they parked it underneath of the carport at least. So maybe 3 and 3 set outside. You wish you knew some mechanics. Mechanics aren't too bad, man. As long as you can turn a screwdriver, turn a wrench. I mean, yeah, it helps to know, but watching videos like this will give you the know-how. I don't claim to be a mechanic, but I grew up really poor, and I'd be damned if my parents were going to put anything into the shop that I was able to get my hands on growing up. I didn't have a whole lot of, lawnmowers mainly. Got to learn how to fix those because they needed lawnmowers and stuff to cut the grass out of my grandparents' trailer. They had a little single wide trailer out in the country, we would call it. So I guess that's kind of where it started, and then I moved into a go-kart or two, and it's just pretty much growing up poor, and you just tear into shit to figure it out, and don't be scared of it. Well, if it's broke already, it's broke, right? What are you gonna do? Can't break it more. It's already broke. So that was kind of my thing. Problem with the car and don't have funds to repair it. Yeah, well, that's always the issue with everything. Typical life, you got time or money, right? That's me. If I'm working, I got money, but I ain't got the time to fix it. So if you're not working, you don't have the money to fix it, but you got the time to fix it. So it's a vicious cycle, but hopefully things are going to turn around with this new administration going in. Lord help us with this country, with the state we're in. But you got to have faith, right? That right there, guys, got me off of 42 years of smoking cigarettes. And I've been at it solid a little over 6 months now. Nicotine 6% I've been using up until yesterday. I switched to 3%. So they do make a 0% in the same flavor. So that's my plan. Probably play with this 3% for another 6 months. Then we'll go to 0%. And I'll play with that for a little while. And then psychologically it'll click. And I'll say, hey man, I don't need these damn things. Or I don't need this damn thing. It really hasn't been a hard switch over, if I got to be honest. For 40 years of smoking cigarettes, I mean, it's like my pacifier, is what everybody says now. But hey, I'm off the cigarettes, right? Uh-oh, we dropped her. So what do you think, Tapatios? You want me to set up the phone, you watch me do this, or are you interested or not? I'm going to shut her down. Looks like you're the only one in the chat. If you're still in here, buddy. We had 12 in here earlier, but I don't know. You may have been one of the 12. It looks like we still got a few in here. Waiting on Tapatio, so I'm going to shut her down. Now we got 4 in here. They're coming and going, boys, coming and going. So we're going to tear this motor apart today. Driving Mom around. Hi, Mom, if you can hear me. Surprised my mom ain't in here. She usually pops in. She might be busy today. All right, well, let's see if we can set this thing up somehow. Get me something to set it on. Used to have a tripod and all that mess when I was into this a little more, but you go back to work, man, and then you just live at work. Tapatios knows that feeling. Living at work, man. So all we do is live at work. Speak for myself, that's for sure. When I'm working, I'm working. You know what? I want to know, Tapatios, is that flip your screen? Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Nope. Guess it just told me. Sure would have been easier to set the phone up somewhere with it like that. We'll just need something taller for it to set on, I guess. Dum dum da dum dum dum. Dum 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 da dum dum dum. Let's see here. Oh, there's my wagon. The wagon will work. Pull that over here. Here's the seat, guys. That cleaned up really nice. I think I might start doing this stuff. It's kind of something I used to play with dirt bikes years ago. And it was great. It's kind of a good feeling because you get a dirt bike and fix it up. And back in the day when you could do it real cheap. Now it's obviously a lot more expensive. But, you know, I used to grab these old beat up dirt bikes and throw a couple $100 in them or whatever. Get it going, and then I'd sell it to the neighborhood kids real cheap just to get my money back out of it. And gave me something to do, my spare time. Not that I have any spare time, but I don't know. This isn't really work to me. It's more of, I just enjoy it. I guess just enjoy messing with things. Kind of eases the mind. It's not like you're working by the hour. Hey, Buff, what's going on, brother? Yeah, we're getting ready to tear this motor apart, man. Just asked Tapatio if he was interested in seeing what's going on with how it's done. He doesn't know much about mechanic work, so he was interested in seeing it. Just taking his mom around today, probably running some errands. Oh, we put a new battery in it too, guys. Forgot about that. That was $40, so I guess we're probably a little bit over $1,000 into this thing. We'll see. She does this on purpose. God love her. So I'll sit on the couch, and she's got to sit right at my feet. I can't put my feet on the ground. She's got to be in the way, just like that. She's got to know if I'm getting up. If I'm getting up, she's going with me. I can't go nowhere without her, so. She's a nut. All right, see how this thing works. Brand new ski. That's what that is. Watch out. Let's see, she knows because she's always in the way, just like that. So she knows what watch out means. Or get out of the way. Because when I'm mad, I say, get out of the way. Now it's better. I don't know what's better. I don't know what's better. I think we better jack this thing up so I can get my fat ass under it. I know that. Yeah, but anyway, I think I'm going to start buying quads in the near future. So I get this one up and going. You know, there ain't nothing different than this in a dirt bike, and Lord knows all the dirt bikes I've fixed in my life. Little known fact about me that people don't know. A lot of people know this guy though, Travis Pastrana. If you know anything about motocross, you know that guy. Racing. Yeah, I used to race with that guy. And it's, what is it called? Budds Creek down in southern Maryland. I seen his very first 250 race. He wrecked, I think it was 3 or maybe 4 times on the 250. He was still a kid, and he still got 3rd place, I think it was. Guy's a nut, man. Nut. He's indestructible. He will just send it full send. He don't give 2 shits. I'm gonna set this down here for a second, guys, so I can push this up on the ramp. Uh-oh. Well, she didn't like that. All right, let's get this over more. She didn't like that. Steering wheel turned on me. It always takes twice as long when you're doing everything by yourself. But what do you do? Nobody gonna help ya. All right, let's try this again. Get a little rock. All right, she's up there. All right. Let's probably get a bigger brick. Go down and hit me in the head, right? That's probably. They had a hammer in the way. Make a good chalk. Perfect. All right. Get our oil pan. And that ball you gotta watch constantly, because that's all she wants to do all day, every day. So you trip over that constantly. The joys of having a healer. Endless energy. All right, let's move our wagon back over here. No, I don't work in Cali too often, Buff. I try my best to avoid that shithole. No, what it is, you may have been a misunderstanding, is what I do is I work out of a union hall that is over there. See, it's local 1245. It's in Vacaville, California. And the power company here in Nevada, I should say northern Nevada, because there's a different power company down in Vegas. But most of Nevada, the whole northern part of Nevada and the suburbs of Nevada, because it's all desert. Most of it's government, to be honest. I think it's 89% of Nevada is owned by the government, BLM and et cetera, et cetera. But it's like 89%. It's insanity. All of Nevada is owned by the government. So, makes one wonder, owning a piece of Nevada might be a good idea, because obviously they think it's a good idea. So that's what's always made me wonder, what's so important about Nevada? Why do they own it all? So here I am in Nevada. But the power company is union, and the local is in California, but so that's the union hall. But actually Nevada Energy is Nevada, but they actually belong to 1245, which is in California. So it pays a lot more money, long story short, because they pay California wages essentially. My local union here is in Reno, which I'm local 401 in Reno, Nevada. And I am a union wireman, which is what my classification is. But as a wireman, we go to school for 5 years, and a sub-technician, which builds substations. I think their apprenticeship is 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So Long story short, we're more educated than a sub-technician, so we actually qualify to go take a sub-technician call out of 1245. So we've got plenty of work, but you know, law-wise, they have to give me a travel letter. I don't have to be working out of my own local, even though we're literally paying on one job $2,800 more a month right now. More on top of your paycheck. Manpower so much here. So if you look, Reno's the spot, man. There is so much work in tomorrow. I don't see it ending for 20 years. So there's a lot of work. It's called USA Parkway. Probably look it up. It's supposed to be the largest industrial park in the world when it's finished. I mean, it's huge. Tesla's there, Google's there, Apple is here. Switch is another company that's a data center that's just all government related for data for government. I mean, it's huge, man. It's, you name it, they're here. And if they're not here, they're on the way here. So tons and tons and tons of work. Tapatio's just left Nevada. You were probably down there in Vegas still, if I had to guess. You tend to stay down south. And I think I've told you before, man. Work is up here big time. Wages are up here too. Like I say, they're paying $2,800 for wiremen to come here to work on top of our regular paycheck. And that's honestly why I quit. Because I was a foreman on a job. They started paying $2,800 more a month. As long as you work 6 days a week, it was $100 a day on top of $200 on Saturdays. So you're making, you know, $2,800 extra a month on top of your regular pay. Now you as a traveler, you're making more than me, and I'm the foreman. But I get screwed because I'm a local guy. And it's never, ever, ever. I've been in this union forever. We've always been thankful if we went to another local and they had work and they provided us work to pay our bills at home. You were thankful for a job, in other words. Now they're paying you to travel. I've never ever seen anything like this, but this isn't the first thing that's wacko in this country. So that's where I was. I'm like, man, I'm old school. I can't do this. Why am I the boss if you're going to pay all my help? You know, more money than you're paying me. I'm out of here. Screw you guys. All right. A little rant, I guess, but just a little of my personal life, what's going on. So long story short, I'm going to go do a substation because we can get paid more money doing that anyway. Great little tractor, guys. I just got a 1/3 acre, but man, how handy this thing has been. I bought it 2-3 years back. Great machine, Massey Ferguson. Paid 25 grand for it out the door, but on payments, of course. And I don't know, it's like $250 a month, which isn't really bad when you figure it's only $250 and it was 0 interest. So I figured, screw it, man, you can't lose. All right, let's see how this is going to work, guys. Well, that's not too bad. I think we got a bar there that's in the way. I think that works. Maybe we can come over a little sideways. I like it. All right, taps out. Taps tapping out, baby. All right, see you, brother. Have a good day. We only got a few in the chat anyway, so we're going to see how this people drop out. I completely understand. I'm not going to be sitting here hosting. I got to get to work, but people interested in seeing this happen, I'll come over here periodically and maybe pick up the phone and give you close-ups as I'm going along. And I'll talk to you, but I can't sit here and read the chat, so we'll run with it now. Yeah, see, people are already dropping out. We only got one remainder. Is that Buff? Let's see if it's Buff. Buff's gone, then I'm going to shut her down. That's somebody probably just lurking. Let's see, now we got one back. Alright, I got to get to work. We'll let it run. I'll check back in a few. See if we got anybody in here. These straps out of the way. I'm going to find out what that oil pan screw is. May as well grab something. We could get lucky. Probably not. For some reason I want to say it's a 15, which is probably a trouble socket. Got a new set here. Of course, these are metric. Let's see, we got a 15 in here. 15 is an oddball. Kind of one of those sockets that you don't get when you get a set. Well, what the heck? These are standard. That's crazy. How do you end up with two sets of standard? Well, maybe I'm crazy. Look at the one, I guess. Hopefully. Yep, these are metric. And we have a 15, if that's what it is. Oh, let's hope that it's a 15. I don't know why I think it's a 15. I've never even owned one of these. Watch out, baby. Good girl. All right. I should bring my truck around here. Work does a great table. Way too much stuff. Gonna need that though. You guys are out. Let's anyway. I'm gonna end this. I can't do it, I don't think, without I don't know how to end it. Gotta love YouTube. They changed everything. You'll never live in Nevada. I'll never live in Nevada. Tapatios. I'm gonna get going here. You have a great day, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna call you back, bud. Give me 2 minutes, would ya? Would ya? How do I end the damn stream? This is nuts. That's what I hate about computers. They can't leave shit alone. There it is.